We are
Thank
recording.
you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started because we wanted to keep this to 30 minutes. So I realized yesterday for our call that I didn't say the date or anything. So today is Wednesday, November 29th, and this is our Rank It Up Power Half Hour team version. Okay, so I want to touch on a couple things before we get to the nitty gritty of a power half hour. Okay. First, I'm going to talk about goals in the Rank It Up group tomorrow, but I just briefly want to touch on this. Okay. So you guys obviously want to do more with this business than just being able to pay for your shakes or, just making a little bit extra to go on a date night, or pay for your gas or whatever, or you want to be in this group, right? Because that's what this group is about, is to really push your business and advance your business forward. That's why we created it. That's why you put yourself in this group. That's why we did not add anybody to this group, because we wanted it to be your choice and we want it to be, up to you if you were in this group or not. But we just want you guys to know that your goals need to align with what you're willing to sacrifice to reach those goals. Okay. I'll touch more on it tomorrow, but I just want to put a little bug in your ear to prepare you for what we'll be talking about tomorrow in the group. Okay. So the next thing, I have talked on a call about what I do for my power hour, power half hour, however long you want to make it. I do the recipe box system, so I'm not going to go deep into that again, but essentially you all should be doing the same stuff during your power time. Okay. It might be in a different order. Like I might do mine a little different than Tracy or Renee or, whoever. But essentially you should be doing the same things during your time, right? So we need to be adding new people to our friends list, like in our community, hot, warm, cold market people, from the suggested friends list in Facebook, or, if you're on Instagram, the suggested people from there, or you're searching for people to add that, you either know or looks like from their about section that it would be somebody you would want to work with. Because like we said last night, that's the beauty in this. You can pick who you want to work with. Okay. You should be going through the challenge group or any other groups that we might have going. We're getting ready to start Clean Week. And if any of you are going to be helping in Clean Week, then that'll be something you'll need to comment in. You need to be messaging, however many people you feel is appropriate for the goals that you have set for your business, messaging that amount of people, and then also doing your follow-ups every day, and then reading your personal development. That is part of your power hour, and it needs to be done every single day. So if you need suggestions, if you're not reading PD, then reach out to your coach or one of the other leaders in the group, and we can get you set up with something. We can suggest something, do whatever. Okay. So I don't know what that was. Let's go ahead and get started. So, like I said, how I do my power time, what I start with, what I end with is going to be different, but we're just going to go for it. So the first thing we're going to do, we've done one of these before, so it's going to be kind of the same like we have in the past. But first thing I want you guys to do is go onto Facebook, and I want you to go to a suggested friends list and add 10 people, friend request them. Okay. 10 people is not hard. I just friend requested 20 right before I got on this call. Okay. So go friend request at least 10 people. And when you do that, comment in the thread here saying that you did it. Okay. I'm not going to ask for the names. Just we're big girls.
So I like to look for people who I have probably at least 10 or so mutual friends in common with, unless they just look like someone from their profile that totally seem like my kind of person. I do kind of look at who our mutual friends are. I know a couple of you have run across people that are in your suggested friends list, and you'll say oh my gosh, Logan and Leslie and Renee are all already friends with this person. I'm not even going to bother friend requesting them. don't do that. Just because, unless, you know, they're like already a challenger in our challenge group or something like that, then obviously they've like been a prospect of one of ours. But don't limit yourself just because other people might be friends with them. Because just because I might be Facebook friends with them doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to connect with me in the same way that they connect with you. And they might be more apt to join you on their journey than they would me. But on that same note, don't go to like other coaches' pages and look at like suggested friends and like friend request a bunch of people that are already like friends. Like, don't go through like other coaches' friends lists and like friend request a bunch of people.
Everybody get their 10? Brittany got her 10. Bree got her 10. Tracy. Okay, so we talked about the friend list option that they have on Facebook last night too. Does everybody understand that first off? Or do we need to like go through that a little bit deeper than we did last night? Raise your hand if you need extra help with this. Don't be shy. Because I didn't understand it until a week ago, so it's fine. Okay, everybody gets it. Okay, then we shouldn't have a problem then. So another thing that you need to be doing is going through that friends list of either like, you know, potential challengers or your dream teamers, people you already have as a challenger. You need to go through those lists, kind of like you would in our challenge group, and like comment on their things, adding value to their personal pages, to their lives. If they've like posted pictures from one of their kids' birthdays, then, you know, comment on that. That's something you can send as a private message later to connect with them, to check in with them, see how they're doing. Or if they're like a potential challenger, that's a good message starter, you know, if they have some type of picture like that. So that's going to be the next thing we do is go through one of your lists and comment on a few people's personal pages. If you don't have these made up already, then that's what I want you to do right now, is to start making some type of list, whether it be potential or people that you already have as challengers, because we need to be making those friends lists, because that's going to prevent a lot of the scrolling on Facebook. Helped me tremendously. So go ahead and do that. And yeah, I squirrel really bad. Okay, so don't need that or that. Okay, so my friends list down here. I don't even have all of mine made yet. So and some of this is so random, like I'm not even commenting on that. But just go through, whatever list you have chosen to make comments on. And I'm going through my dream team list right now. So, and unfortunately, it's just full of shared stuff right now.
That girl Angela shares a lot of stuff.
Oh, well, she runs a daycare right now, so I feel like that is kind of why. That's on my agenda for tomorrow, is to finish my lists, because I have like 3 more different ones that I want to make. So
Bree has a question about if we primarily use Instagram. And Instagram, like, at least not that I'm aware of, has this feature where you can like sort. I wish that there was like a way that you could like add people to like favorites or something like that, so that they would be the ones to pop up first. I know that there is a way that that some people would use the like turn on notifications thing, where your phone will like alert you if a certain person posts, so that you can get on and comment on their stuff. But my best advice for Instagram would be to choose like probably like 10 to 15 people that you're going to focus on for the week. And when you're doing your power hour, just make sure that you just go directly to their profiles and see if they've put up anything new, and comment and love bomb on it. And same like with their stories. If they're posting stories, then make sure that you choose at least one of their little stories to like send them a little comment message, because those behind the scenes messages are a great way to just like start a really easy conversation and kind of get to know people. So that can count as part of your love bombing / just connecting and messaging with people. So you can kind of kill 2 birds with 1 stone. I love Instagram.
Yeah, I do too. I used it a lot. And I was going to mention the notifications thing too. So to turn that on, if you go to their page, whoever you want to turn the notification on for, you pull up their page. In the top right-hand corner, you have the 3 little dots. Click on the 3 little dots. And at the very bottom, it'll say turn on notifications, or turn notifications on, or something like that. Turn on post notifications. So click that, and then every time they post something to Instagram, it'll give you a notification. Okay.
Do you want to screen share really quick and show, because Brittany was asking if you've never made a list before, like how do you like find the spot to go in and even make a friends list?
Okay. Yeah.
Share and show that really quick.
Yeah, I can. But Bree, for Instagram, since they don't have that option, unfortunately, side note, I don't understand why, because Facebook and Instagram are one end of each other. Like doesn't Facebook own Instagram? Yeah. So that's like retarded. But anyways, okay. So Bree, to finish that, I use part of my recipe box system for Instagram people that I'm trying to like love bomb, that I am trying to get as challengers. So, I comment, and then I'll move them a few days out, and then I'll go comment again, and do the whole hoopla. So Brittany, you go here to friends list under explore, and then you can go up here to create list, and then you name it.
So I don't have a friends list underneath explore.
It's probably because you need to like make it as a shortcut, I would imagine. If you click see more, is it under that?
No.
Interesting. Okay. Well, I'll help you figure it out later. How about that?
Okay,
because I don't know. Logan, do you know?
No,
Okay,
mine's always just.
Yeah, mine's always been there too.
there.
So I don't know.
Okay, that's fine.
I don't know. Anyways, so just name your list and then you can just start typing people's names. Click on them, add them to the list. Click on them, add them to the list. Create. And there you go. Okay. So there's my new list that I just made. Good. Okay. Does everybody understand the list stuff?
Can you do that on like your phone, or does it have to be on the desktop?
Logan, do you know that one? I always do my power time on my computer. So
Okay.
hold on and let me look.
I am trying to figure out if I can find. That's like what I was looking to see if I could find it on my phone.
Yeah,
Because I'm
Brittany,
used to doing it on my computer too.
that might be why you can't see it, Brittany. You're doing it on your phone instead of your computer. I think that might be like a computer only option.
Yeah, I just looked at my computer. It's on my computer, but not on my phone.
Okay, well there you go.
So
Yeah.
on my phone, when I go to it's under the Explore tab where there's like saved and events and on this day, I have to scroll down to feeds and then those ones will show up.
Yep, there it is.
Okay.
But I
Learn
don't
something new every day.
I don't see where you can actually create a friends list like on your phone. I haven't.
It's just ones you already have on
yet.
there. Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But to find it on your phone, just go to feeds. Yeah, and do it from there.
Cool. Okay. So the next one is going through the Good Vibes Challenge group because here's the thing. Like, even though you guys might not be like listed as admins in the Good Vibes group, you guys are still leaders of the group. You are still extremely important to the challengers that are in that group. So we all as a team need to be adding value to the challengers that are in there, whether they're yours or not. Like, pretty well everybody does a good job of that, but it's just always a good reminder to be going through that group and making that a priority in your power hour. That one, if you, like, I do my power half hour in the mornings, but I like to wait to go through the challenge group right before I go to bed, just so I can catch everybody's and comment on them on the same day. But that's just personal preference, you know? So, but definitely try and do that. Okay. So just take a couple minutes and go through the challenge group real quick and comment on people's posts. And the thing about it is, like, there are certain posts that you can add like a ton of value and make it a really, really personal, helpful, informative comment on it. There are some other times though that even you just commenting, way to go, girl. Yeah, that might not be like full of information or something, but just giving someone that little boost of confidence to show them, hey, I'm watching you. You know, I see that you're doing a good job. You know, way to go. That's still gonna get them pumped up and keep them posting and keep them motivated. So we need to be commenting. Gonna get a crap load of notifications on my phone here in a few minutes. Ding, ding, ding. So going through the Good Vibes page also, like aside from commenting on people's posts, you also can be posting in there, which I mean, most of us do that anyways, but something we've touched on a little bit is making it more than just like sweaty selfies, which is great to hold yourself accountable. And I know it holds a lot of other people accountable too. They're like, oh, I just saw so-and-so, she got her workout done, I got to go get mine done, which is great. But try to add a value post in there once in a while too. Make it some, like here recently Renee did one on containers. I'm going to do one on water tomorrow, different things like that, just to try and add a little bit of extra information and value for our challengers. And one thing I told Logan the other day is I noticed that the more I post in the group and the more that I comment, the more my challengers post and comment too. So if they see you posting in there and commenting, then they're going to do the same thing. Okay, we're going to go ahead and move on because we got 2 more things to talk about, which personal development. I mean, we don't need to go super deep into that because everybody knows what it is. You should be doing it. But I do want to ask, like, is anyone struggling with personal development right now? Like, do you need help with picking a book or anything like that? While we have everybody here, we can talk it out. Everybody's good. Everybody's reading something. Yes.
Write in the chat. I want everybody to write in the chat what they are currently doing.
There you go.
Personal development. Just because I'm nosy. And I'm going to add, before we move like totally away from the challenge group, as far as commenting on people's posts and adding value in there, you guys, it's so important for us to do that, but it is also so important for us to respect our time and our business hours so that we have time with our family, because you could easily sit down and spend an hour and a half commenting on posts in there just because there's so many people. Don't feel like you have to comment on every single thing. Sometimes I literally have to like set an alarm for myself to take like 10 or 15 minutes, get in and add the value that I can, and then get out. And then I'll do another like 10 or 15 minutes in the evening before I go to bed. But that is one of those, just like the Facebook newsfeed scroll can suck you in and steal your day, the same thing can happen with the challenge group, just with the size of it and the amount of people that are always posting. So I actually like turn my notifications off in the group, just so I'm not getting notified every single time someone posts, because I'm nosy and I totally just like want to go see like what that person posted, even if I don't have time to be like looking in there, and then I get distracted from what I'm doing. So turn off your notifications, set an alarm for yourself if you have to, and just get in, add the value and the love and everything, and then get out and move on with the rest of your list, because I promise that you will just be a happier person when you are able to manage your time that way.
Yeah, I shut my notifications off for Facebook just because our group is so big and we have so many people commenting. My phone was blowing up and I couldn't do it. And so That's why I just wait until the end of the day. And then I like scroll to the very bottom of what has been posted for today, or maybe like late last night. And then I comment going up. Okay. So personal development, or like if you like to meditate, you know, have a little quiet time, pray, whatever you got to do, that needs to be part of your day too. And then, so getting to the part of like personally messaging people, I like to message at least 2 new people every day. And then I do however many follow-ups I have for that day, according to what I have in my slot for my recipe box. That system works really well for me. And I get in there, my fingers are going to town, like messaging like wildfire, and that's it. And I'm done with it. Like messaging people and doing follow-ups does not have to be something, you know, that takes 45 minutes. Even if I have a stack of cards this big, you know, it only takes me 15 minutes out of my 30, because, you know, I pretty well know what I'm going to say to them. The new people, you know, it takes a smidge longer than my follow-ups, obviously, just because I want to make those conversations like super, super meaningful. But, you know, messaging and following up with people, just like everything else, if you do it intentionally, it does not have to take a long time to do. Okay. But figuring out when you're first going and like first starting to message people is kind of tricky. So that's what gets people caught up and makes them feel like they're overwhelmed, and it makes them scared and nervous. So we want to take this time to help you guys with your wording, with your invites, with your messages that you're sending people. So if you have a problem right now or have a question on what to say to someone, raise your hand, unmute yourself, whatever, and we will help you with your messages. If not, then message at least 1 new person and do a follow-up, okay? So an example, like I know me and Logan, we're like big stalkers on Facebook. So I have my list of 100 that I go off of when I do my new people. So I will pick someone off of my list and I will go to their Facebook page. Bree, I love that you're chugging the wine, girl. I will
so
go
jealous.
to their.
Take another
I know.
swig for me.
Yeah, do it. So I will pick someone off my 100th list. I will go stalk their Facebook page a little bit, like unless I know them really well, obviously. But I want to find something from their page that we can connect with. That's like a girl that goes to my mother-in-law's church, just celebrated her 30th birthday. She had like this huge thing for her 30th birthday. So she had all these pictures that she posted. And so I sent her a message the other day, which I've talked to her in the past. But anyway, so I sent her a message about her pictures and I just said, oh my gosh, your 30th birthday party looked like you had such a great time. You know, you did all these things, something. But then always make sure you follow it up with a question that they will reply with, but a good reply. Like, don't ask them something like, hey, hope you're doing well. Cause then they'll just be like, yeah, I'm good. Or, you know, something real bland, like make it a meaningful question. That way you can keep the conversation rolling. Okay. Does anyone have any messages that they need help with?
I have a question on clean week follow-ups. If no one,
Okay.
like, so there's a couple girls who just didn't ever respond. How do you follow up with that? Because obviously we won't have another clean week for a month.
Okay. So you like sent them the original invite and you never followed up, or you're now going to follow up, or like where are you at in the conversation?
I invited them and, well, okay, to be honest, I invited them, probably not enough time to follow up, if that makes sense. Really, it was just like the day before we kind of made that cutoff.
Okay.
So I invited them, and then I've never heard anything back.
Okay. So like at this point, what I would do is go back to those people in a day or so and be like, hey, I just wanted to let you know, unfortunately, you missed the cutoff for this clean week, but we're having another one on such and such date. And I would love for you to try that. Or if you are interested in just going all in with me in my December challenge group, then that's an option too. And then, just go from there.
Okay.
And then if you get crickets again, then in a couple days, we'll follow up again.
So when I'm doing my connecting messages with people, the very first thing I look at is who in my friends list is having a birthday for the day, because there's never a day where I don't have someone in my friends list who is not celebrating a birthday. And so rather than writing happy birthday on their wall like everybody else does, I take that opportunity to send them a private message. And I just keep it super simple, and I send the exact same message to pretty much every single person. And I just say, hey, their name, happy birthday. Are you doing anything fun to celebrate today? And just start the conversation. And it's super easy and it's not icky. And I used to edit who I would pick and choose people that I would send birthday messages to. And some people I would second guess and be like, oh, I don't really know them very well, so it'd be kind of weird for me to send them a birthday message. But I just finally, I knew that it was my own limiting self doing that, and I just needed to get over it. And if it was their freaking birthday, they were going to get a message from me. I don't really do it to guys, and mostly just women, obviously, because they're my target market. But those are the ones that I immediately go to when I'm going to do my connects for the day. And then if there's only a couple people that have birthdays and I need to kind of fill in the gaps with some more people, then I will go over to one of my friends lists, my December 2017 due date buddies group, and I'll find a post of someone in there who kind of looks like someone that I'd vibe with, send them a friend request. I don't wait for them to accept it. I just send them a message, and I'll say, hey girl, it's so nice to meet you. We're in the December blah, blah, blah due date group together. When are you due? Or how are you feeling? Or is this your first kiddo? Do you have more? And just ask an open-ended question that they then have to respond back to. So that's another way to do it too.
And also something that I meant to mention and I forgot until just now is when you're adding new friends to your personal page, utilize groups on Facebook. I, a few months ago, became a member in a group called Correctional Officer Wives or something like that, because my husband's a correctional officer. So I started going through that group as part of my power time. And I actually, one of the girls that I connected with in there was talking to her a couple weeks ago about signing up and joining. And I didn't even bring it up to her. She, her and I were just talking back and forth because she's been having issues with getting pregnant. And I was just talking to her about that because that's something, not that I have had a problem with that, thank God, but, kids is something that I'm passionate about, obviously. So I wanted to talk to her about it. So I just messaged her one day and excuse me, we started talking back and forth and we built a relationship, and she obviously stalked my page because she randomly messaged me about what I do as a fitness coach one day. I didn't even bring it up to her. And now she's talking about joining our group possibly in December. So groups on Facebook are such a huge thing. And when I first started, groups intimidated the SHIT out of me just because I felt like there was nothing for me to join, like no groups for me to join. Does that make sense? Like, I just felt like I was this boring person who had no groups to join. But literally, there are groups for everything. Like a group for my favorite color is pink to like, Logan, aren't you in a dog group? Like some type of lab group or something?
Yep,
or
a Labrador Retriever group.
Yeah.
We got 2 labs.
Yeah. So
I'm in mom groups. I'm in breastfeeding groups. I'm in pregnant groups. I'm in, like Instant Pot or like easy family recipe type groups. So it's, there's groups for everything.
Yeah.
And so the thing that I don't want you guys to get overwhelmed with, because it can, when you're, sending these new messages every day that, people are responding back to, and then you're also trying to respond back to, like other conversations that you have going on and stuff. I don't want you to be like, oh my gosh, like this is just going to snowball and I'm going to have too many like flipping conversations to keep up with every single day. Like, how is this going to happen? And when I'm like newly connecting with people, I don't really keep the conversation going on for more than a couple days. Like, I don't force it along unless we're just naturally like talking about life. Like, I let it go on for a couple days and then I just kind of leave it where it's at. And then I make sure that they're in one of my friends lists. So when they're sharing stuff on Facebook and stuff, I'm commenting and love bombing their stuff on Facebook. I make sure that I'm posting consistently on Facebook so they're seeing my stuff. And then eventually something's going to roll around where we either start talking again or they comment on something that I've shared, or you can invite them to a free group. And it doesn't have to be a clean eating group. It can be like, I'm already trying to think of, because, I'm in this December due date group and everyone's like hatching babies right now. So no one necessarily is like on a fitness journey, but in the next few months, it could be on people's minds. And so I'm already trying to think of like what kind of free group that I could run that would kind of serve these women, that are new moms and they're going to be busy and trying to figure out life. And so some sort of like easy, healthy new mama meal plan group or something like that, so just because you start a conversation, don't feel like you have to like talk this person to death until they just like don't respond back to you. Like, it's okay for the conversation to just kind of go quiet after a few days and just keep maintaining the relationship by commenting on their stuff, until there is like a reason to pick up the conversation again, because you don't want it to feel forced and icky and like, oh, this girl's messaging me again. Like, why does she want to know my favorite color? Like, like it is okay for things to just kind of like, don't feel like you have to drag on every conversation forever and ever.
Yeah. I am going to start utilizing the friends list more to try and transition some of my stuff like that from my recipe box to the friends list. Because what I was doing before I started making the friends list was like those new people, like Logan just talked about, like say I commented or I sent him a message on the 2nd, those new people I would put at like the very end of the month or even like the 2nd or 3rd of the next month. And then I would go back maybe a month later or a month and a half later and send them another message about something, from their page. New people like that I'm trying to build a relationship with I should have specified, they're not people I do my 2 to 3 day follow-up with for sure. Okay. So, it's 8:45. So, that's turned into more, obviously. Okay. So we'll go ahead and end it. Does anyone have any questions, comments, or concerns right now that they want answered or addressed before we get off?
I do. So I've been running into a lot of people that have had like gastric sleeves or bypasses. How do you handle that?
And Logan. I got nothing for you on that one.
So my first go-to is always to go to like Team Courage and just type in the search bar gastric surgery or gastric bypass or anything in there, because a lot of people, it'll pull up like any conversations that have like ever happened in that team page about that. I'll go there and I'll go Fit and Fierce and see, because then you can get like other people's kind of testimonials. Because with really specific, really diet specific things like that, like I know like with someone that's had gastric bypass surgery, they probably wouldn't be able to drink like a full shake, they'd have to split it up into like smaller servings throughout the day and stuff. So my guess is that there's almost always, like I had to search Lyme disease one time, and sure enough, like there's testimonials of people that have like, done the programs and shakes that have dealt with Lyme disease. And if for some reason it doesn't yield any results, then that is a perfect time to ask in there and start a conversation about it. When a person, like when a prospect brings that up to me, I just like to tell them, like, to be honest, I don't have any personal experience with this, but let me take it to my team. We have we have thousands of coaches with lots of experience and testimonials, and I want to find the perfect answer for you.
Yeah.
So I will get back to you as soon as I get a response from my team, type of thing. So
okay. All right. That's it.
Okay.
That's where we're stuck. So
perfect.
That was a good question.
Yeah. Utilizing the search option in like all of the team pages is so helpful.
Yeah, I had to look up like insulin dependent people, questions about that before.
Yeah. Cool.
Anybody else? Nope. Okay. All right. Well, Logan, do you have anything else? Renee? Nothing?
I don't think so. Thanks for meeting us, Jordan.
Yeah.
Great. We appreciate it.
Okay, guys. Well,
and I'll get this uploaded for the rest of the team.
Yep. As always, don't hesitate to ask questions, post questions in OFE, because if you have a question, more than likely somebody else has the same question. Okay. Don't be shy about it. We're not going to bite too hard. So
there's no stupid questions.
No, that too. So, if there's nothing else, then it was good seeing you guys for a little while tonight, and hopefully you rock out your power hours. Okay.
Thanks for joining us, guys.
See y'all later.
Good night.